The observation deck of Galactic Council Station Omega-7 sparkled with light from 1,000 distant stars. 10-year-old Jiwoo Park pressed her hands against the cold glass, watching colors dance across space like paint spilling across a dark canvas. "Look, Appa. That nebula is turning purple," she said, bouncing on her toes. Her father, Ambassador Taehyun Park, smiled and ruffled her hair. She had begged him for 3 months to bring her to the station. The cultural exchange program was supposed to help human children meet alien kids and learn about the galaxy. Taehyun hoped it would make relations better between Earth and the Council. Jiwoo wore a pretty hanbok that her grandmother made for her. The traditional dress was modified with special fabric that kept her warm in the cold station. She felt so proud representing Earth among the strange alien children. A tall alien with a face like blue crystal approached them. He wore a security uniform. "Ambassador Park, the Council needs you urgently. Emergency meeting." Taehyun hesitated. He looked at his daughter. "I should take Jiwoo back to our room first." "No need, Ambassador. The children's tour continues for another hour. Your daughter will be safe with our guides." The alien's voice was smooth like ice. Taehyun knelt down and hugged Jiwoo tight. "Stay with your group, okay? Don't wander off." "I promise, Appa." Jiwoo grinned. "Go save the galaxy." He kissed her forehead and left. He never saw the alien guard's expression change the moment he walked away. 20 minutes passed. The tour guide was showing the children how the station created artificial gravity. Jiwoo half listened. Her mind wandered as she noticed a corridor nearby. Strange symbols covered the door, but she had been studying alien languages. She could read them. Restricted access, council members only. But the door stood slightly open. Just a quick look, she thought. Nobody would know. Jiwoo slipped away from the group. The corridor was darker than the public areas. Strange panels hummed on the walls. She heard voices speaking in the common trade language she was learning in school. "The human expansion must stop," one deep voice said. "They breed too fast, build too much. In 20 years they will demand equal rights. We will use economic sanctions," another replied. "Slow their growth. Keep them weak." Jiwoo peeked around the corner. 7 enormous aliens stood in a circular room. Holographic maps floated between them, showing Earth's colonies marked in red with restriction zones around them. "Sir, we have a problem." The blue crystal guard from earlier entered the room. "A human child has been listening. She heard everything." All 7 massive heads turned. 7 pairs of ancient eyes locked onto Jiwoo's hiding spot. Her heart stopped. A child? The biggest alien, a creature that looked like a giant lizard, leaned forward. How unfortunate. Jiwoo ran. Her small legs carried her as fast as they could. The hanbok fluttered behind her like wings. She didn't understand everything they said, but she understood danger. "Secure her." Quietly. The command echoed down the corridor. Jiwoo burst back into the tour area, gasping for breath. "Help. Please help." The tour guide turned around. But his friendly smile was gone. His eyes were cold and empty. "Jiwoo, there you are. You gave us quite a scare. Come with me. I have something special to show you." The other children had vanished into another room. Jiwoo was alone. "I want my father," she whispered, backing away. "Of course, little one. We will take you to him. This way." The guide pointed toward a different corridor. Toward the outer ring of the station. Jiwoo knew the station layout. Her father had made her study it. That direction led to the docking bays. To the airlocks. To the empty space outside. "No," she said quietly. "Please no." The guide moved faster than she could see. Cold metal pressed against her neck. Jiwoo's vision blurred. Her legs stopped working. She couldn't scream. Couldn't move. Her body felt like stone. The last thing she saw was the guide's face showing no emotion as he carried her small body toward the airlock. Then darkness swallowed everything. 3 hours later, Ambassador Taehyun Park stood in the council's diplomatic chamber. The giant lizard alien spoke with false sadness in his voice. "We regret to inform you of a tragic accident. Your daughter wandered into a maintenance area. An airlock malfunction occurred. We are deeply sorry." "No." Taehyun's voice barely came out. "She wouldn't. She promised me." They showed him security footage. It looked real, but something felt wrong. Jiwoo's body had been recovered from space. Frozen. Peaceful, they said. In the medical bay, Taehyun held his daughter. She looked so small. So still. The hanbok his mother made was torn in places. He wept until no more tears would come. Then his personal device vibrated. A message appeared. No name. No explanation. Just two Korean words glowing on the screen. Protocol Phoenix. Taehyun's tears stopped. His hands stopped shaking. His face became stone. He had been Earth's ambassador for 8 years. He had smiled and negotiated and pretended humanity was grateful for the Council's guidance. He had played the role of eager student learning from wise teachers. But before becoming an ambassador, Taehyun Park had been a military captain. And he knew exactly what Protocol Phoenix meant. It meant war. He looked at his daughter one final time. They will pay for this, my sweet Jiwoo. Every single one of them will pay. He typed a single reply, confirmed. Execute. Far away, hidden behind Jupiter's deadly radiation storms, 1,000 silent warships began to wake from their long sleep. Their weapons systems powered up. Their engines burned cold fire. Their crews prepared for battle. The Galactic Council had made a terrible mistake. They thought humans were weak. They thought humans would accept anything to stay in the Council's good graces. They had never been more wrong. Admiral Daeun Kong stood on the bridge of her warship, watching the frozen surface of Europa drift below. The moon looked peaceful, covered in ancient ice. But 3 kilometers beneath that ice lay Shipyard Gamma 7, one of 12 secret construction facilities humanity had built over 50 years. Daeun was 48 years old. Silver threads ran through her short black hair. Her uniform had no medals, no fancy decorations. The Shadow Fleet did not need to show off. They needed to stay invisible. Admiral, message from Earth Command, her second officer, Commander Hyunwoo Choi, said quietly. Protocol Phoenix is active. All fleets must be ready for combat in 6 hours. Daeun smiled, but it was not a happy smile. 50 years. We waited 50 years for this moment. The encrypted message had come through their secret quantum network. The one system the Council could never detect or hack. Ambassador Park's daughter was dead. Murdered. And Earth's patience had finally ended. Send activation codes to all battle groups, Daeun ordered. Alert Mars Fleet and Asteroid Command. This is real. This is happening. As the orders flashed across space, Daeun remembered how it all began. 50 years ago, aliens arrived at Earth. The Galactic Council came with promises of friendship, trade, and technology. Earth's leaders were so excited. Finally, humanity was not alone in the universe. But some people did not trust them. General Min Suk-yoon, founder of the Solar Defense Command, asked a simple question. What if they are lying? What if they see us as threats? Or resources to steal? Most politicians laughed at him. Called him paranoid. But a few people listened. Including a young diplomat named Taehyun Park. While Earth publicly smiled and signed treaties with the Council, a shadow government worked in secret. Mining operations on the Moon, Mars, and asteroid belt expanded far beyond what Council satellites could see. Shipyards were built inside hollowed asteroids, hidden in radiation zones, disguised as ice mining stations. Humanity studied every piece of alien technology the Council shared. Then they made it better. Council plasma engines? Human engineers made them 30% more efficient. Council shields? Humanity developed layered quantum barriers that were twice as strong. Council weapons? Humanity remembered something the peaceful aliens had forgotten. How to fight real wars. While Council ships used elegant energy beams designed for precise strikes, human warships carried railguns that fired metal slugs at incredible speeds. Missiles that could flood entire battle zones. Torpedoes that could crack planets. And artificial intelligence. The Council feared AI. Their treaties banned autonomous war machines. But humanity had no such rules. Every human warship carried a combat AI. Not alive but frighteningly smart. They could coordinate attacks across vast distances, predict enemy movements, and adapt tactics instantly. The Council had 50,000 ships spread across 1,000 star systems. Humanity built 3,000 ships and hid them all in one solar system. But humanity's ships were wolves. The Council's ships were sheep that forgot wolves existed. Fleet status report, Daeun commanded. Commander Choi pulled up the holographic display. Green icons appeared across the solar system as battle groups reported ready. Mars Fleet, 580 ships ready. Admiral Ji-won Lee commanding. Asteroid Belt, 720 ships in 43 hidden facilities. All systems working. Europa, Titan, and Enceladus bases, 490 ships. Final squadrons launching now. Earth orbital shipyards, 450 ships. Long-range stealth scouts, 180 ships positioned at Council jump points. Titan strike force, 60 ships with special weapons. Total, 2,480 combat-ready vessels. Another 520 will be ready in 12 hours. Dune nodded slowly. 50 years of work. 3 generations of engineers and soldiers who lived double lives, pretending to be normal citizens while building humanity's secret sword. What about Project Fenrir? She asked quietly. Choi hesitated. 6 vessels. Fully armed with 0-point warheads. Doomsday weapons. Command authorization required. Keep them in reserve, Dune said firmly. We are not monsters. We only use them if the Council forces us. She walked to the window, staring at Jupiter's swirling storms. Beyond that radiation hell, Council ships patrolled peacefully, confident in their numbers. They had no idea what was coming. Open channel to all fleet commanders, Dune ordered. When the connection activated, she spoke clearly. This is Admiral Dune Kong. 50 years ago, we promised humanity would never be vulnerable again. Today, the Council showed its true face. They murdered a 10-year-old girl named Park Ji-woo because she overheard their plans to suppress us. She paused. Some of you have children, grandchildren. You all know what it means to protect the innocent. Ambassador Park lost his daughter to calculated cruelty. The Council thought they could intimidate us, control us, keep us weak. Her voice turned cold as ice. They were wrong. In 6 hours we reveal ourselves. The Council gets 48 hours to surrender those responsible and accept our terms. If they refuse, we teach the galaxy why you never threaten human children. All ships begin final combat preparations. The channel closed. Commander Choi stepped beside her. Admiral, what if they refuse? What if they actually fight? Dune's expression showed no mercy. Then we remind them what real war looks like. Across the solar system, 3,000 warships powered up weapons the Council never imagined could exist. The age of Council dominance was ending. And humanity's age was beginning. The Galactic Council chambers had stood for 3,000 years. The massive circular room, carved from a single crystal, had witnessed the rise and fall of entire civilizations. Today it would witness something that had never happened before. Ambassador Taehyun Park walked into the chamber with slow, steady steps. He wore traditional Korean formal robes, all black, instead of his usual diplomatic suit. His face looked calm, but his eyes held something that made even the ancient counselors uncomfortable. Ambassador Park, the lead counselor, a massive reptilian named Rex Thar, began with fake sympathy. Please accept our deepest condolences for your terrible loss. We are conducting a thorough investigation into the accident. Lies. The single word cut through the room like a knife. Rex Thar's scaly face showed surprise. Excuse me? Taehyun activated his personal hologram projector. 7 screens materialized in the air around the Council circle. This is security footage from Section 7 Delta of this station, Taehyun said quietly. Note how your maintenance malfunction shows a very different story. The screens showed Ji-woo running through the restricted corridor. Showed the alien guard stunning her with a weapon. Showed her small body being carried to the airlock. Showed her being pushed into space. The chamber erupted in chaos. Where did you get classified footage? This is an outrage. Obviously fake. Silence. Taehyun's voice echoed through the crystal room with unexpected force. The counselors fell quiet. Second display, Taehyun continued. Communications intercept from your private meeting. 2 hours before my daughter's death. The screens changed, showing the Council's secret discussion about restricting human expansion. Their casual dismissal of human rights. Then Commander Thex's voice. Secure her. Quietly. Third display. Financial records showing payments from this Council to Commander Thex. Fourth display. His service record, including 4 previous incidents involving inconvenient witnesses who died mysteriously. The evidence was overwhelming. Undeniable. Rex Thar's expression shifted from surprise to cold calculation. How you obtain this information is illegal under Council law. We could arrest you for espionage. You could try. Something in Taehyun's voice made the counselors pause. I am done playing the grateful student, the ambassador said softly. I am done pretending Earth is happy with your scraps. I am done watching you treat humanity like ignorant children. He stepped forward. My daughter was murdered because she accidentally learned what you really think of us. She was 10 years old. She loved music and mathematics. She wanted to study alien biology. She believed in peaceful coexistence. His voice cracked for just a moment. And you killed her to protect your political interests. Rex Thar's face hardened. Ambassador, you are overwhelmed with grief. Understandable, but You have 48 hours, Taehyun interrupted. Surrender Commander Thex and everyone involved in my daughter's murder. Issue a formal public apology. Grant humanity full council voting rights and remove all restrictions on human expansion. The chamber exploded with angry protests. Absolutely not. The arrogance. You forget your place, human? A crystalline counselor named Shataith leaned forward with barely hidden contempt. Or what, Ambassador? Your little fleet of 200 patrol ships will attack us? We have 50,000 vessels. We ruled the stars when your species was learning to make fire. Taehyun smiled. It was not a pleasant smile. You were not counting our real fleet. He activated another display. The chamber's central projector came alive with images that made every counselor's blood turn cold. Space. Dozens of locations across 30 star systems. Simultaneously. Warships appearing. Hundreds of warships. Thousands. Massive battlecruisers, sleek destroyers, carrier groups with fighter wings. All bearing Earth's blue and white insignia. They materialized like ghosts, becoming solid, dropping stealth fields that kept them hidden for decades. Around Earth. Around Mars. Throughout the asteroid belt. Near every major council military installation, trade hub and colony world. The display updated in real time as sensors detected the sudden appearance of humanity's hidden fleet. 2,000 ships. 2,500. 2,800. 3,000. The counting stopped. The chamber was silent except for several counselors breathing rapidly. Impossible, Shataith whispered. We monitored your shipyards. Your industrial capacity. You monitored what we wanted you to see, Taehyun said coldly. Did you really think humanity would trust you? We have been preparing since the day we met you. Every smile, every treaty, every technology exchange, we were learning, building, waiting. A new image appeared. A human admiral in combat uniform. This is Admiral Daeun Kong of the Human Shadow Fleet. Her voice filled the chamber. The Galactic Council has 48 hours to comply with Ambassador Park's demands. We are not asking. We are telling you what will happen. Tactical displays showed human battle groups positioned at every strategic council location. Every military base, every government center, every trade hub is in range of our weapons. We can strike simultaneously across 30 star systems. Your fleets are scattered, weak, designed for peacekeeping, not war. Simulated battles played, showing council fleets being systematically destroyed. We have studied every battle in your history. We know how you think, how you fight. You forgot war. We never did. Admiral Kang's face reappeared, cold and absolute. 48 hours. If you refuse, we demonstrate why humanity does not forgive the murder of our children. You will surrender those responsible, and you will never threaten humanity again. The transmission ended. Taehyun looked at each counselor. 48 hours, he repeated quietly. Use that time wisely. He walked out, leaving 7 of the galaxy's most powerful beings sitting in stunned silence. Outside, Taehyun walked through the corridors with steady steps. His daughter's killer was somewhere on this station. In 48 hours he would face justice. Or the galaxy would burn. Commander Thex stood in the Valkyrie Military Command Center, watching tactical displays with growing fear. The human ships had not moved since revealing themselves 12 hours ago. They just waited in silence. It is a bluff, Admiral Rexhan of the Valkyrie Defense Force insisted. 3,000 ships sound impressive, but we have 50,000 across the galaxy. Numbers will overwhelm them. Sir, intelligence reports suggest their technology is far more advanced. I do not care what intelligence suggests, Rexhan snapped. We are the Valkyrie. We maintain galactic peace for 2,000 years. We will not be intimidated by primitives who achieved spaceflight less than a century ago. Thex said nothing. He had been the one to kill the human child. He thought it would be clean, simple, untraceable. Instead he started a war. Assemble the fleet, Rexhan ordered. We will teach these humans a lesson. Send 500 ships to the Kelrath system. Break their blockade and show them the price of threatening the Council. The fleet orders went out. And in the cold silence of space around Europa, Admiral Daeun Kong received the notification. So they choose war, she said quietly. Alert Battlegroup Phoenix. They are sending 500 ships to Kelrath. We have 80 ships there. Commander Choi looked concerned. Admiral, that is more than 6 to 1 odds. Yes. Daeun's smile was predatory. Perfect opportunity to demonstrate the difference between their fleet and ours. Send engagement authorization. Destroy any ship that opens fire. Offer surrender to any ship that stands down. The orders flashed across space in quantum-encrypted bursts the Council could not intercept. At the Kelrath system, Captain Minho Song stood on the bridge of the destroyer Inchan's Fury, watching 500 Council warships drop out of hyperspace. The massive fleet looked impressive. Elegant vessels covered in glowing panels, energy shields shimmering in starlight. They looked like they were designed by artists, not warriors. All ships, this is Phoenix Actual. Admiral Eugene Lee's voice came over the fleet channel. She commanded the human battle group. Just 80 ships against 500. Remember your training. Stay calm. Trust your AI coordination. Make every shot count. The Council fleet moved into formation. Beautiful, symmetrical patterns that looked impressive but were tactically useless. Incoming transmission from the Council flagship, the communications officer reported. Admiral Rexhan's crystalline face appeared on screen, arrogant and proud. Human vessels, you are violating Council space. Stand down immediately or we will open fire. Admiral Lee's response was calm. This station is now under human control. You have 60 seconds to reverse course, or we will fire on any ship that does not surrender. Rexhan laughed. You have 80 ships. We have 500. Simple mathematics suggests you are suicidal or incredibly foolish. I am giving you one last chance. Time is up. All ships engage. What happened next would be studied by military historians for generations. The 80 human ships moved as one organism, their combat AIs coordinating every movement with perfect precision. They did not maintain formation. They swarmed like wolf packs, each ship knowing exactly where every other ship would be. The Council fleet fired first. Brilliant plasma beams scorched space. 98% missed entirely. Human ships moved with impossible agility, dodging with movements that would crush normal crews. But human ships had advanced inertial dampeners. The few plasma beams that connected splashed harmlessly against quantum barriers far stronger than anything the Council possessed. Then the human ships returned fire. Railguns launched metal slugs accelerated to 30% light speed. They crossed the distance in seconds, too fast for Council tracking. Energy shields designed for plasma offered no protection against solid projectiles. The first Council cruiser exploded as a railgun slug punched through shield, armor, and reactor. The ship did not just die. It vaporized into expanding gas. Missile pods opened on human destroyers, releasing thousands of smart weapons. Each missile had its own AI, coordinating with others to overwhelm defenses. Council ships tried shooting them down. For every missile destroyed, 3 more got through. Quantum disruption torpedoes tore through space. When they hit Council hulls, they did not just damage ships. They unraveled molecular bonds at the quantum level. Council vessels simply came apart, their atoms losing cohesion. All ships, execute pattern Delta, Admiral Lee ordered calmly. Human ships shifted. 12 destroyers broke off in pairs, isolating Council command vessels. The rest concentrated fire on dense enemy formations. Council ships tried responding, but their elegant formations had become death traps. Ships collided trying to maneuver. Weapons could not fire without hitting their own allies. Human ships moved through the chaos like dancers, never in wrong places, never wasting shots. On Inchan's Fury, Captain Song watched his tactical display with grim satisfaction. His ship's AI had already destroyed 4 Council ships and was coordinating with 3 other destroyers to eliminate a battlecruiser. Target the command ship, Song ordered. Cut off the head. The AI acknowledged. Railguns targeted the flagship's bridge. Missiles locked onto engines. The attack synchronized perfectly. Admiral Rexhan saw death coming. Shields to maximum. Evasive. Too late. The flagship's bridge exploded. Secondary explosions ripped through the ship's spine. Within 30 seconds, the pride of the Valkyrie fleet was expanding debris. Without their admiral, Council coordination collapsed. Ships tried retreating. Tried surrendering. Some kept fighting from desperation. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When it ended, 380 Council ships were destroyed or crippled. The remaining 120 powered down weapons and surrendered. Admiral Lee accepted their surrender and ordered medical ships to assist survivors. The human fleet lost 12 ships. Across the galaxy, similar battles occurred. Every engagement ended the same way. Within 48 hours, the Council lost over 5,000 ships. Humanity lost 247. In the Council chambers, 7 counselors watched reports with growing horror. This is impossible, one whispered. We are losing, another said. Actually losing. Rexthar stood slowly, voice heavy with defeat. Contact the humans. We wish to negotiate. Sir, Shataith interrupted, face pale. Priority alert from Valkyrie Prime. Commander Thex has activated the World Breaker. Every counselor turned pale with terror. No, Rexthar breathed. That weapon is forbidden. Thex says if he is surrendered to humans he will destroy Earth's moon as revenge. On the tactical display, a human strike force was already converging on Valkyrie Prime. And they were not bringing shields. They were bringing something far worse. The World Breaker hung in orbit above Valkyrie Prime like a monstrous eye staring into space. It was ancient, built during the Cataclysm Wars when the Council species nearly destroyed themselves. A planet killer designed to crack worlds and kill billions. After the wars ended, the Council agreed to seal such weapons away forever. But Commander Thex had unsealed it. On the World Breaker's bridge, Thex watched the charging sequence tick upward. 70%. 80%. The weapon needed 2 hours to reach full power. Enough to shatter Earth's moon and send debris raining down on humanity's homeworld. Let them have their fleet victories, he thought bitterly. They will learn what happens when you threaten the Council. Sir, we are detecting hyperspace signatures, his sensor officer reported. Multiple vessels inbound. Let them come. By the time they arrive, this weapon will be charged and... Sir, they are already here. Thex's blood went cold. On the display, 6 ships materialized in high orbit. Not from hyperspace. From stealth. They had been here the entire time, invisible, waiting. Human ships. But not ordinary warships. These were different. Sleek black hulls covered in strange geometric patterns. No identification markings. No fleet insignia. What are those? Thex whispered. At Earth's Solar Defense Command, Admiral Doon Kong stood watching the feed from Valkyrie Prime. Project Fenrir units in position, Commander Choi reported quietly. Target locked. Waiting for your authorization. Doon stared at the display for a long moment. 6 ships. 6 zero-point warheads. Each capable of cracking a continent. Admiral, Choi said gently. If he fires the World Breaker, millions will die on Earth. I know. Doon's jaw tightened. But we are not them. We are not murderers of civilians. She made her decision. Fenrir Group, you are authorized to destroy the World Breaker. Target the weapon only. Avoid civilian casualties. Single warhead, minimum yield. Understood, Admiral. In Valkyrie Prime orbit, the lead Fenrir ship locked onto the World Breaker. Its AI calculated the perfect strike point. A location that would destroy the weapon but minimize collateral damage. The zero-point warhead launched. It crossed the distance in 3 seconds. When it hit, space itself seemed to scream. The warhead did not explode like conventional weapons. It created a tiny singularity that existed for only a microsecond. But that was enough. The World Breaker folded in on itself, matter compressing into impossible density before dispersing as radiation. The ancient weapon that could destroy planets simply ceased to exist. Commander Thex had time for one final thought before his bridge vaporized. We should have left them alone. But the Fenrir Group was not finished. Target the Valkyrie moon, Doon ordered coldly from Earth. Same yield. Let them understand the price of threatening our world. The second warhead launched. Valkyrie Prime's moon, a barren rock half the size of Earth's moon, shattered. Not destroyed completely, but broken into large fragments that would eventually form a ring around the planet. The message was clear. Humanity could end any Council world whenever they chose. The galaxy held its breath. Within 6 hours, the Council capitulated completely. Commander Thex was dead, but his 47 co-conspirators were handed over to human custody. The Council issued a formal public apology for Jiwoo's murder. They granted humanity full Council voting rights and removed all restrictions on human expansion. But humanity's demands did not stop there. Ambassador Taehyun Park, speaking for Earth, restructured the entire Galactic Council. A new charter was written. All species received equal representation. War crimes would be prosecuted by an independent tribunal. Military forces were limited to prevent any single species from dominating others. Humanity took its place not as conquerors, but as enforcers of the new order. The species willing to do what others would not to ensure justice. 3 months later, Admiral Doon Kong stood before a memorial wall on the Shadow Fleet's flagship. New names were being added. 2,000 human personnel who died in the brief war. At the center of the memorial was a holographic image of a small girl in a traditional hanbok, smiling at the stars. Park Jiwoo. Age 10. Below her image, words were carved in both Korean and Galactic Common Language. Humanity will tolerate almost anything. But harm our children, and we will move stars themselves to make you pay. Dune placed her hand on the memorial. We kept our promise, little one. The galaxy is safer now because of you. She turned and walked back to the bridge. Outside the viewports, human warships patrolled the galaxy. No longer hidden. No longer apologetic. No longer pretending to be weak. Humanity had entered galactic civilization playing by the Council's rules, smiling and grateful. Now everyone played by humanity's rules. The final image transmitted across all Council worlds showed Earth's fleet in formation. Thousands of warships holding position around the galaxy's most important locations. Not threatening. Just watching. Waiting. A silent reminder. The Council had ruled for 3,000 years through overwhelming numbers and ancient authority. But they forgot something important. Numbers mean nothing against those willing to fight for what they love. Authority means nothing against those protecting their children. And age means nothing against those who remember how to wage real war. The galaxy had a new power now. Not the oldest. Not the largest. But the one species that would never, ever forget what happened to little Jiwoo Park. And would never, ever let it happen again.